Alright, so the new PV. Bloody hell, that's loud. Why does everything have to start on default mega volume? Alright, hopefully this is not too loud. I put it as low as possible. Can't go any lower. So this is chapter 10, which takes place in Victoria. That building is called the Shard in Arknights, which is based on a real building called the Shard in London. Actually, let me look it up. This is the Shard in London, and that's the building in game. As you can see, London is just as dreary in real life. I kid. There probably won't be any non-Marianelle handles because there's too much. Need my daily, this is the place. Absolutely. Yes, there's a new skin for Siege. Siege, Scavenger, and Indra. Okay. First new operator, she's the welfare. This is Heidi. You should recognize her. Sort of. She was in A Walk in the Dust. She's in the past timeline with Calcit. She's the girl that Calcit meets at the dinner party. And so this is 15 years later, and she's now a traveling author. Yes, Rifa, that is exactly what I thought. She totally looks like a red mage. So she's a bard. First skill. And then this is a second skill. First skill is... Sorry, no, this is first skill. One skill boosts attack, and the other skill boosts defense and block. And she is the welfare operator. From the looks of it, she'll be given as a reward for completing a story stage. No step on me emote yet. I believe we are working on one at some point. She might be like Armia, where we get all the potentials from the new story. Yeah, she has 2 talents, but technically it's just 1 talent active at a time because 1 talent is tied to skill 1, the other talent is tied to skill 2. Basically, you can go offensive build, defensive build. We'll have to wait and see for the actual numbers to see how good she is. But if that attack boost is good, like, you know, decent for people who don't have Corrupt Skadi, that would be very nice. Hopefully it's a stronger buff than Sora. Omni Steph, thank you for the follow. And also, I missed before, Ophir, thank you for the follow. Then we got this guy, Chestnut, who is... I've got no idea who this guy is. He is a elemental healer, 4-star. So it'll be the first 4-star we've had in 4 months. And first 4-star elemental healer, which is a very nice thing to have. And then we have the very creatively named Rock, who is a 5-star drone caster. A lot of drone casters recently. We've gotten a few of them in a while. I don't know why this character is called Rock. Someone joked before that it's we've got Rock. Next we need Mud. Can't really get much from her skills. And then we have a new 6-star, which I called this. It's on record on one of the streams. If you can be asked looking through the 100 hours of VODs, you'll find me calling her as the new 6-star. Funny enough, I didn't know that she was supposed to have died in the story. Well, you know, fake out death, of course. Given that she's alive, because I still haven't gotten around to reading the story. But yes, I totally called her as the 6-star. So this is Horn. She is a fortress defender. First 6-star.
This is the place.
She is same type as Ashlock. Raideroth, thank you very much for the sub. Thank you. 2 months in a row. Man, fake out deaths are some of the most irritating deaths. Like, to me, honestly, being told right away that it's a fake out death, 9 times out of 10 is an improvement to the story. I actually really don't like fake out deaths. They're very rarely done well. The only time a fake out death to me is done well is when the audience knows it's a fake, but it has good effect on the characters. This is our E2 art. So if you don't know Ashlock, because Ashlock is obviously not out in Global yet, next mini event. So as you can see, so she's a defender, but while they're not defending, they have a ranged attack, like a ranged mortar shot, similar to an AoE sniper, but just not as far of a range, which is it's quite useful because it gives them lots of presence even while they're not defending. Whereas generally with defenders, it's like, you know, a defender just stands there until an enemy walks up to them.
This is the place.
There's not much that we can get from the video on her skills, because I swear to God that these all look like the same skill 3 times. OmniSteph94, thank you for the sub. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hello everyone who's joining. Just for those who don't know, we're watching the trailer for Chapter 10 in CN. So this is 6 months away for Global. Yes, so basically, when they're not blocking something, they're ranged attacking. So let's have a look again at her skills. Now, usually they go through all 3 skills for the 6 stars in the trailer. But, I swear to God, they all look the same. So skill 1, fires a shot. Skill 2, fires a shot. Skill 3, fires a shot. They all look the same. So my guess is the skills will be something like, one will be probably fire a longer range, because it did look like skill 2 fired 1 square further. And then I'm guessing another one will probably be like an AoE, and another one will probably have some sort of debuff. Also, it's quite likely that one of them will be different when in melee. That would be interesting if they gave her skills where they have an effect either when she's in range mode or when she's in melee mode. To me, that's what I would want to see from a 6-star of this type, where it's got lots of flexibility and utility. Papi Cholo Koi, thank you for the follow. They're not range guards, they're defenders. So the idea is that they're still pretty tanky once you come into close. So that's Chapter 10. Now there's a bunch of extra stuff coming with it, of course, including these 3 new skins. So we've got Siege, Indra, and Scavenger. The Indra one looks pretty cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that suit is pretty fly. So here is Siege with a very mismatched set. These leggings, I know this is a very obscure reference, but this is the very first thing I think of. Also, this left leg, I should say, looks cyborg. That looks Deus Ex over here. But this leg, to me, I know this is very obscure, it looks like the armor for the Assassin Cross class in Ragnarok Online. I know this is very, very obscure, but that was my immediate thought. The only thing I don't like about this outfit is just this giant sleeve over here. I don't know why there is this comically oversized sleeve over there. It's just a little too off balance for me. I don't mind there being a sleeve, just don't make it so comically oversized. At least give it, you know, a bit of a tighter fit, like the leg over here. It's really weird. And so basically, it's a bunch of skins for Siege's gang. And then we've got the Superfly Indra. I think this is her first skin. Now, the best thing about this skin is that cat right there. That is the coolest thing ever. I love it. I love this cash money cat. It's so cool. It reminds me very much of the Yakuza games. Tiger is so cute. But yeah, it's a cool suit. Very cool suit. It's having the what are these called again? Oh god, how am I blanking on those things that hold your pants up? What are they called? Suspenders. Having the suspenders like that, that's super British. Super British. Siege Altar. I don't think, since they're releasing a skin right there, I don't think a Siege Altar will be right away. My guess, and I've said this before, if we get a Siege Altar, it will be towards the end of the Victoria storyline. With Siege being a major character, I think if we do get a Siege Altar, that'll be, you know, like limited banner around the second last or last chapter of that story. So it's probably a couple of years away. I think we're much more likely to get Shining Almost Steamer Altar before then. So that's that one. And then we've got a super Metal Gear. This immediately makes me think of Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid skin for Scavenger. Reminds me very much of who's that cyborg ninja dude in Metal Gear Solid? I'll need a Metal Gear Solid super fan to remind me of the names. Raiden, yeah, that guy. It totally looks like, apart from that arm over there, it totally looks like Raiden. But yes, Galatea, I agree. I think again, just this one arm throws off, similar to regular skin, to the Siege skin. There's just one detail I don't like, and that's that one arm. But the rest of it, I think, looks really awesome. I also like the blood moon in the background. I'm guessing this is London. But yes, cool skin. Then, now, over here, this is just confirmed, but anybody who can read Chinese can confirm this for me. Is this talking about the difficulty? Is this the difficulty selector? Easy, normal, hard? Because they've confirmed there's the 3 difficulties. Yeah. Okay, it is the 3 difficulties. Right. For those who don't know, from chapter 10 onwards, they're doing a new thing where I don't know if it's for all events or if it's just for story chapters. There is no stamina penalty for failure for the first 2 weeks of release. So and they've said in all difficulties. So that should include CM modes, failure, no stamina penalty. Yeah, so from what I understand, normal is the current normal mode, and then hard is the current hard mode. What's getting added is easy, which is basically like a story mode, where for people who just want to get through the story of the chapters, like a lot of games these days have like a, you know, do you want to play on normal, hard, or story mode? And in story mode, like you basically can't die, and it's just for those who want to experience the story. So this will probably be like super easy. There's probably no rewards, but you can play it if you just want to play the story. Will easy mode give OP? I don't think so, because it would be a huge amount of extra OP. But I think it's mainly just there for people who want to experience the story. Also, if it does count for getting through the stages in terms of accessing the material farm, that is good for newer players, because newer players that need to, you know, build up their operators so that they can actually beat the content, you know, might really benefit from that. That's how I would do it, at least. I would make it so that you can access the new farms. That way, you know, if you happen to need gels in order to promote one of your key operators so that you can start beating this content, then I think that's a good way of doing it. Also, if the fact that I'm seeing a gel over here is making me think we might get a upgraded gel farm, which would be really good. If there's no reward, then I wouldn't be surprised if easy mode takes 0 sanity. And then, yeah, this is just going through the difficulties. This, I believe, is just explaining the difference between them. Then we've got Record Restore for the Children of Ursus. Sadly, it doesn't mean a return of the stages, it's just a return of the unique rewards. No, there probably won't be unlimited farms. There's just no penalty for failure. Operator Archives, CN voices keep being added to all these characters, so as usual, all the new and then a bunch of old operators. Hard mode is current CM, yeah. So normal is normal, like right now. Hard mode is CM, same thing. It's just a easy story mode is being added for those who want to focus on just clearing out the story. Because I can imagine that for some players, like let's say you're a newer player and you want to play through the story. Chapter 8, like something like Chapter 8, is not something you're going to beat for a while as a new player. So Record Restore for mini events is you just need to spend anywhere between 3 to 7 of those information fragments, you know, that unlock the story, the little bit story bits in those side content. You just spend those and then you get the rewards. Unfortunately, there's no content. It's just the unique rewards. So if there was a skin or a welfare operator or furniture set tied to that event, that's how you get it. We'll be getting those very soon. Yeah, the tapes, which you can buy an unlimited amount of whenever a mini story event occurs. And then there's still a little bit more. We've got modules for the heavy snipers. Now, usually you can glean a bit of something based on the icon. So these icons just look like bigger arrows, which, considering the theme that this archetype does like bonus damage for enemies directly in front, my guess is it'll just be like another 10% for enemies directly in front, which will obviously play perfectly well for Schwartz, where if it is a 10%, that basically means for Schwartz, when she activates that skill 3, she's doing another 10% damage, which will be a pretty significant buff in damage. So that's most likely what we'll get. I'd be surprised if anything different. It might, whether it's just a 10% on every attack, just on skills, who knows. Piercing, that would be good, although it could be really busted if it has piercing. Although it could be kind of balanced if it's got piercing on skills only for 2 targets. That would not be that crazy overpowered. It wouldn't be that crazy because a lot of the time it's not actually going to make that much of a difference, but it's good enough where when it does make a difference, you can absolutely obliterate the enemy. We'll see. And then we've got the Angelina as well as some others over there. So we've got, so these ones, this icon is very similar to the default archetype icon. So it's probably just going to amplify the archetype trait, which is the fragile effect. So my guess, it might be like a 5% stronger fragile. Whereas these ones, this lightning bolts usually relates to gaining SP. You see the symbol for things like the Twilight of Wallermon towers. You know, when you stand on those tiles, it charges up the tower. Basically, Angelina doesn't have the fragile. Give me one sec. I always forget who's got what. Let me just look up Angelina. What's her archetype trait? Please don't tell me it's just going to be a boost to a passive healing. Oh, it's the slow. So it'll probably just be an amplifier to the slow. So right now it says the slow is 80%. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a stronger or longer lasting slow. It's probably going to be the less interesting one of the two. Yeah, so it's probably not going to be that great. If this one relates to SP, it'll be stronger. Because if it's anything to do with SP, like increasing, either it increases their SP charge on attack, or maybe, I don't know, every time they fragile a target, it gives them a bit of SP. Maybe it might even be just a flat % reduction on, the SP cost of their skills. that's probably the only balanced one you could get related to SP. But who knows, right? In the past, they've, even for really powerful operators, they've given them really powerful modules. So this might be like a case like a Bagpipe, where even though Suzerain is already an excellent operator, she'll get the best module of these. So yeah, usually it has something to do with the innate archetype passive. So in the case of Angelina Istina, it's got to do with their slow. Yeah, see they all have the same innate thing, which is they deal arts damage and slow on every attack. But if their module is going to be different, my guess is going to be something to do with SP every time they slow an enemy or something like that. The operators getting modules are Schwartz, Provence, Acid Drop for the heavy snipers, and then Angelina, Suzu, Galakis, Stina, Pogdenko, and Earth Spirit for the supporters. New furniture set, big wargaming table over there, which is cool to see. Hello, hello. Then, if we actually go in-game, we have a little extra. So the news announcement has been released in-game. So the event starts on the 14th. So that's a week away in CN. Here's confirming Heidi as the welfare operator, because the trailer doesn't actually confirm that for you. Then for 2 weeks, there is that usual, new chapter, bonus drops, bonus SP, confirmation of the new 6-star, all the new operators that are being added to the game, the new skins, a rerun of the Bloodline of Combat skins, a very cool skin line. The Saria is great. I particularly like the Saria and the Midnight skins, but honestly, all of the skins are cool. The furniture set, I think this is a new permanent furniture set, like this is the random drop one, where it looks like a instrument workshop. And then the great news is the addition of Bagpipe, Sessa, and Utage to Recruit. Not only is Utage a fantastic 4-star to get added, so that's another good unit that you can get, useful on any account. You now have one of the best 6-stars in the game available for Recruit, and she's most likely to just be a 50-50 with Siege. Will I pull for the new 6-star? It'll depend on her power. You have to keep in mind, after Chapter 10 is the 3rd year anniversary. And my account does not have many resources on CN, so I have to wait and see. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why they're probably adding Bagpipe at this point to Recruit, because remember, not every operator gets added to Recruit, right? Like Angelina, for instance, is a release operator. She's not in Recruit. So they could have very well skipped Bagpipe. However, the free Bagpipe potential has left the shop in CN. So, they're probably doing this to make up for it. Yeah, Aya's still not in Recruit either. So honestly, I'm surprised they put someone like Bagpipe where the potentials are so important. Yes, so she's getting added, and it's nice to just see more operators in general. Sessa, unfortunately, being a sniper, is joining a very crowded section of recruitment with all the other million snipers. Not even as an AoE sniper do you have a good chance of getting him. Yeah, story relevance, that could be a part of it. I mean, it's definitely the right story to add her. But considering they skipped Aya and Angelina, they're not afraid to exclude powerful operators from Recruit. I wonder who they're actually going to skip adding in Recruit next. Will Surta ever get added? My feeling is Surta will not get added to Recruit. They'll probably keep her exclusive. Yep, Cripper. Cripper, you've got 6 months to find yourself a meteorite. Yeah, Bagpipe is Vanguard DPS, so is Siege. Surta will be in the CN shop. The gold certificate source, she'll go, what's November minus 6 months? Yeah, I don't think they'll add Serta to recruit either. She's probably one they'll skip over. But yeah, so that's all the news for chapter 10. So this is 6 months away for global. Yeah, May, June. We're not certain. So it'll be end May, early June for gold Serta.